apologise for the lateness of this video. It's nearly the end of October. I should have posted this weeks ago. I'm just going to quickly go through the films I watched. I do these videos every 3 months. So January, February, March, April, May, June, and this is July, August, September. I didn't watch a ton of films in July or August, and not many in September either. Anyway, I will say the main reason why, if anyone's curious. In August, I finally moved into my first home, so I've been very busy decorating and whatnot. So yeah, that's why. Okay, so July. The first 2 films I watched in July were the Final Destination films, 2 and 3. I think, if I remember, they came on to Netflix or Amazon Prime, but the first one wasn't there, which is why I didn't watch the first one. But I've seen 2 and 3 before. They're pretty good. I mean, they're decent films. They're nothing, spectacular, hence the 2 stars, but they're good watching. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, I think that was a casual weekend watch. The Grudge and The Grudge 2. The first Grudge, I quite like. Is one of the first horror films I ever remember watching. And I know it's not a great horror film, but I just like it for the nostalgia. It's pretty decent. I think definitely the scene where the woman the woman hides in her bed and then Kayako comes out of the covers always freaked me out. The second one, however, I have seen it before. I think, again, I just saw it. I think it was on streaming somewhere and I just put it on. It's really bad. It's so bad. I have seen parts of the third one. I've never seen the third one all the way through, and to be honest, I never will, because I just know it's going to be absolutely rubbish. So yeah. Next, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I think I was in the mood for a comedy, which is rare, and I quite like Forgetting Sarah Marshall. It was pretty funny. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is the original one. I think I've seen the Naughties remake version before, years ago, but I'd never seen the original one, so I watched it and it was very, very, very good. Very much enjoyed it. Then Dear Evan Hansen, not a fantastic film, but I had a few of the songs in my head and so I stuck it on. August. Now, again, I'll show you. I did not watch many films in August, that is it. So I watched Thelma and Louise. I remember I was in my house. I wasn't moved in yet, but I was in my kitchen and there was a beautiful sunset outside and I was watching Thelma and Louise with the sunset in the background, and I just have a memory of that being a really nice evening. Warcraft, my friend asked me to watch it, and so I did. I've seen it before. I saw it in the cinema with somebody else, and I don't know, I'm not a fan. I think it's because I don't know anything about the games. I've never played Warcraft. Then Nope, which I saw in the cinema. Now, another fun fact, I watched this the day I moved in. I moved into my house on the 15th because I remember me and my dad, we took a few journeys from my parents' house to my new house. I think we made about 3 journeys in 2 cars to get most of my stuff across. And once my dad left, I remember I wanted to see this film and I said to my friend, do you want to go and see Nope at the cinema? And so we went. As for the film, I loved it. I thought it was very good. I thought it was quite original as well. There's not many similar films that I can think of. Plus I like Jordan Peele's films. So definitely watch Nope if it's your thing. Hostel next, which I'm sad to say is the first film I watched in my home, and I wish it was something other than Hostel, but I can't change the past now. Yeah, Hostel's just a rubbish film. It's just gore porn, basically. Beetlejuice. next is The Thing, which I love. It's such a good film. It is currently, as I'm recording this, 2 days before Halloween, and I am seeing The Thing in the cinema on Halloween. They've re-released it, and I'm really looking forward to that. So it'd be nice to see The Thing in the cinema. I think it's an IMAX as well, which is even better. Next, Touching the Void, which is a documentary film. It's a very good film. I remember watching this years and years ago. If you're into hiking or survival stories, highly recommend. It's about two climbers called Joe and Simon, and they're climbing a mountain in the Andes, and Joe slips or falls and he breaks his leg badly, and the film is about how they both survive and make it back down. It's a completely true story, and it's also based on a book, so I do have the book, although I've not read it. But I'd recommend the documentary. I think it won a few awards as well. Next, I, Tonya, a random pick. I had never heard of Tonya Harding. I'd never heard of what happened before this film came out, but I enjoyed the film. I thought Margot Robbie was amazing, and also Alison. It's either Janie or Janet. I've actually never heard anyone say her surname. Is it Janie or Jeannie? I'll say Janie. Alison Janney's performance as well as her mother was just amazing. Next, a documentary, Inside the Mind of a Cat. I love cats. I really want a cat. I will hopefully be getting a cat next year once everything house-wise is kind of settled and done. And so I loved this documentary. And then, last but not least, in August, I watched Split again because I really like it. And then in September again, I did not watch a ton of films in September. I first watched The Addams Family Values. I don't know how popular or unpopular an opinion this is, but I prefer Addams Family Values over the first film. I feel like Wednesday is a lot better. I think, now that I've said that, I think that's why I watched it, because the trailer for the Wednesday Netflix series came out. Then It, which I love. I have seen the second one, but I'm not as big of a fan of it, which is why I have not watched the second one. Then Glass, which is the sequel to Split. I like Glass. It's not a fantastic film, but I like it. It's entertaining, and it's got more James McAvoy. Then Aladdin. Now, I'd seen bits of the cartoon, but I'd never seen the cartoon start to finish, so I watched it, and that was nice. Bullet Train. I saw this in the cinema. It's a very fun, easy watch. I mean, there's not much of a plot, and literally almost the whole film is set on a train, so if you're into like an easy watch, it was pretty funny in places as well, then I'd highly recommend it. Next, Jaws. I saw this in the cinema. They'd re-released it. It was amazing watching it in IMAX. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I was in the mood for a Disney film, and I've not watched Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs for bloody years, so that was really nice to watch again. Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls. I watched the second one years and years and years ago, and I saw it before I watched the first one. And again, this is probably an unpopular opinion, but I prefer the second one just because I watched it first. So I watched it. I think I remember why I watched it as well. I was parking my car, and when I finished, I said, like a glove, like Ace does, and then it just put me in the mood for Ace Ventura. And then the last film of September I watched was Enola Holmes. Again, I think because I saw the trailer for the second Enola Holmes film, and I wanted to watch the first one again. I love Enola Holmes though. It's such a good film. It's a really fun film as well, and I'm really looking forward to the second one. And that's it. You may or may not be pleased to know I watched a lot more films in October than I did in any of the last 3 months, so I'll have more to talk about. I'll be doing one more of these videos in the new year for October, November and December's films. I don't think I will be making these videos again next year, but it's been fun. I'm still going to carry on logging my films though, because I enjoy looking back